In this video tutorial, we're going to talk about the DNS namespace mapping. I've provided a spreadsheet to help you do this. This is going to automate the process quite a bit and produce nice, easy-to-read documentation that you can analyze and discuss in front of a whiteboard for design meetings. It's very easy to understand. So it all starts with the DNS namespace map spreadsheet, which when you open it up, you will be prompted for a password. The password is capital M, capital S, TAR, capital S. And you will immediately notice that there are 3 tabs here. The instructions tab, which is the one that it opens on. There is an input tab, which is where you put your data, and there is a sample data tab. Now, in order for this to work, you need to have a complete set of all your DNS records. I can't emphasize this enough. In my case, I was fortunate enough to be working with a company that was using Power DNS to manage their as their primary, and the system administrator was kind enough to give me a dump of the records file that he used, that the Power DNS uses, and that's why you see this particular format here, where it comes in with the ID, the domain, the type of record, the name, the content of the record, the TTL priority, and change date. The only 3 columns that actually matter at all here are the type, the name, and the content. Okay, so if you have those 3, you can go ahead and use this spreadsheet and leave the other columns blank if you wish. Okay, so I've copied that. I will now paste it into the input. And then basically all I have to do is press Alt-G and let the magic happen. It takes a couple of seconds for the macros to do their work, but not very long at all. And in the process, it created a few new tabs. The first tab that we see is called the Results tab. And basically, in the Results tab, you will see all of your multicolored domains here. It's rather difficult to mark the separation of different domains and subdomains in Excel, so I've chosen to do it by colors. So when you DOM1 is basically your upper level domain. This particular client had some entries in the .ca and .com, and if we go down, you'll see why the colors are there. It's easy to spot where the next domain starts right here. It's .net. So he's got some CA, some com, and some net. If we under CA, he's got some DC Farms and some Pico Bank. So it's real easy to see who, how many different entries he's got under each domain or subdomain. But more on that in a moment. We've also created a summary sheet here that basically takes all the information that you see in this sheet and takes exactly the same columns, but only looks for unique values. So, so we notice now that we've got in the upper level domains, we've got CA, com, net, and there was also a UK, which we didn't see. There's at the second level, we've got these ones, and so on and so forth. And the reason this spreadsheet is here, this report is here, is to help you make sure that all your levels are consistent, so that if you have a bunch of, for example, these are point of sale devices they should all be at the same level. So we've got, they're all at level 8 or DOM 8, I've called here. But if you notice, you'll see some of them here in DOM 7 as well. So this customer has been a little bit inconsistent with which level he puts certain devices in. But that might be okay as well. So it all depends on your organization. But the spreadsheet is here just to let you have a look at it and make sure that it's okay. But what's more useful here, I find, is that this kind of data lends itself very well to mind maps and tree type of structures. So there is a program out there called XMind that most people don't realize will actually let you import Excel data if it's in the right format. And so part of the spreadsheet that I've created here actually does the conversion from this type of format, which is very linear, to the format that XMind wants, which is really one entry per line, and it's got to be in the right position. So, so this is automatic. It's done by the spreadsheet, and you can take this data and just copy it. So copy it, and then we'll paste it into XMind. So here we are in XMind. XMind you can download for free off the internet, and of course it's upgradable, and there's all kinds of nice, it's a great program for brainstorming and all kinds of things. But here we're using it just to do a name map. So after having cut the contents from the Excel spreadsheet, I simply paste it in here. So here's the paste, and then there was over 3,000 records there, so it'll take a moment for it to do the work. And while it's doing that, there's one little sort of glitch in the way this works, is that it seems to copy tabs over as well. So the first thing we have to do is to replace the tabs in the mind map with just nothing. And unfortunately, you kind of have to trick it to do that. So let me just show you how that's done. As soon as we get our mind map here. So here we go. So now I can go to any one of these items. They will pretty much all have tabs in them. And I will go to the end of it and just do a shift left arrow to select the tab, and then the Control C to copy it to my clipboard. And then I will do a Control A to select all and do a replace, and then I will paste the contents of my clipboard, which is the tab, Control V, with nothing, and replace all. And we give that a moment, and it's done. So now all the tabs are gone and the spacing is proper. The other thing, it's a huge spreadsheet. It's a huge mind map. So let me just collapse everything with the slash key. And that brings me down to, let's just center this here, to, I like to call this just dot. Okay, so we've got a dot, and then we've got .ca, .com, .net, and .uk. It's a bit easier to read if we structure it this way. And now you're in business. Now from dot, you can see that there are 4 higher level domains. And then if you open the .ca, you can see that under .ca there are 2 domains, and each one of these you can open, and so on and so forth. And you can see all the hosts that are within each one of them. So this is a very complete and comprehensive way. Now, if I'm looking at your name map, now I can, for example, do a star, which will expand everything, and then I can zoom out, and I can show you that this is a very, very complicated name map, but you don't really need to look at the hosts all of the time. So we can collapse all the hosts, and so on. So you can manipulate this map in a lot of different ways to represent the data that you in the way that you want. So that's all I wanted to show you, and you can you can copy this data to other formats too, like as an image, and or put it on a plotter. You do whatever you want with it. You can even zoom in and just look at the com domain. So you can drill down on com domain. And that will basically open up a new tab that has just com in it. And you can look at that, and you can drill down even further if you want. So drill down. So it's a very nice and easy way of looking at name maps. Hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope you have a look at some of the other ones that we've got online for you.